Hey everybody, Max here, and today I'm going to be completing my Superman trilogy review. I started out with the Superman 1940 and then the Silver Age, and now we come finally to the Kingdom Come Superman. This is a great story, one of my all-time favorite superhero stories. If you have not read it, run out and get it. I had the original series when they were originally released, sold them, and then got the hardcover, so definitely get this. It's fantastic. Alex Ross's art is fan-flippin-tastic. And this figure, like the other two, is based on the same body, so there's not much different about this figure compared to the other two Supermen that I've reviewed. He comes largely with the same things, so he comes with the oversized hands and the oversized fists, comes with the trading card. Pretty cool. I've always loved this particular. This is one of the covers, I think, to the original Kingdom Come, maybe issue 3 perhaps. And it comes, it's a page puncher, so comes with issue 10 of Justice Society of America. I'm not really sure what this storyline starts off, what it's a part of, or anything, but it has an awesome Alex Ross cover. He was doing a lot of covers then. Jeff Johns. I'm a huge Jeff Johns fan, but I haven't read his Justice Society, so this may be the spark that causes me to go out there and get those omnibus collections. So anyway, let's dive into the figure. Oh, he comes with this kind of wobbly little flight stand. It has the DC logo in it, etched in it. Hopefully you can see that. Better than nothing. I mean, I have better stands than this, but it definitely kind of wobbles a bit. The figure itself is the same body as the 1940 Superman and the Silver Age, so as I said before. So not much different, and he has largely the same color scheme as the 1940 Superman. So I'll do a little comparison here in a second, but the only real difference is the stylized S logo from the Kingdom Come. I've always liked this particular logo. The diamond with the just kind of stylized S is really cool. There's no S on the back, which is in keeping with the storyline. He did not have a S on the back in the storyline. The difference between this one and the 1940 Superman is the belt is black and the other one is not painted. And I got to say that for a figure that has very limited paint, I mean, they got the logos perfect on all three. Did a bang up job. But the the paint on the belts on this figure and on the Silver Age is a little wanting. It leaves something. It's a little uneven in places. There's a gold belt buckle, and it's not completely. It's just a little chippy, I guess, and not completely filled in. So other than that, it's really just a blue figure with some blue plastic and red plastic, and that's it. So the only real difference structurally is the facial expression, so the head sculpt. And he has some gray hair and probably needs, compared to the picture there, he needs a little more. So I'm probably going to do a little whitewash on his hair. You probably can't see it, but then again, it's even, you probably can't see it under the light, but even in person, it's barely noticeable. So I'm definitely going to add a little more gray to his hair, but the facial expression itself, it's kind of a mixed bag for me. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's a good head sculpt, but it's not quite as accurate to the comic art of Alex Ross. Here we have let's just compare it to the picture here, and it's the mouth. He's got too much of a downturn. His mouth is too wide, and I feel like there's just too much coloring right there. So his lips are just a little too pink, and the frown, the downturn of the mouth is on the sides of the lips is that's where it kind of falls apart. It's not, everything else is good. I mean, he's got the chiseled jaw, the furrowed brow, the age lines, the crow's feet and everything. You can definitely tell this is an older man. So this is like Superman in his mid 50s, perhaps. So it's a good head sculpt, but I think they could have done a little better job with the mouth. So other than that, that's just a minor gripe. The articulation is exactly what you come to expect. So you get a T-pose, you can go all the way around, good butterfly joints, pinless, double jointed pinless arms and legs, pretty good range of motion. The head, of course, like the others, I've probably mentioned that he can only look up that far, and he looks down. It's okay. He looks down that far, and but I think that without a floating neck or anything, he's just not ever going to get very good range of motion. But it is a ball joint, so you can probably go in there, bevel out some extra plastic at the top, and get a little more range of motion. And so he looks better in those flying poses. So he's got the floating shoulder like we're used to, and wired cape, which is fine and great. I'm glad that it's cloth and not those weird vinyl material they keep giving Batman. He has the Mcfarlane wrist hinge. I'm not a big fan of this, and of course the fists are just over. They're just not scaled right. They're too big. At least maybe it's no, they're too big. The wrist peg is probably too small too. And that's one of my other gripes, but it gets the job done. I like the fact that it's flesh colored and that the sleeve it's sculpted to end right here, and they didn't on the 1940s they bring the blue all the way down, and it just doesn't look right. But at the same time, the wrist peg it looks kind of bulbous, and I said this on the Silver Age. So his wrists right there, it's kind of designed to look like it's a fold in cloth. So and it just doesn't. So the wrist pegs just never look good, in my opinion, on most Mcfarlane figures. But it rotates around and you get pretty good range of motion and pretty good joints overall. So it is what it is. I wish that the hands and the fists were a bit better scaled. So he has a diaphragm cut that has practically no forward bend whatsoever, and he goes back that far, so goes back further than he goes forward. So that probably needs a little tweaking, and he has a good waist swivel, so that's pretty solid, and I like that. And like the other two figures, if you watch my video, there's a little bit of a bobble in the diaphragm cut. It's not as bad on this guy, but I think it's there, but it's not as prominent or pronounced as the other two. But I think as you play with it and pose this guy, it's going to get worse. So yeah, and it looks like it's a little off center. So anyway, do I hate it? No. Splits, really good splits. Superman, he's known for his splits. Of course, he's got the hip system for Mcfarlane, no thigh cut, which is a shame. He kicks forward about 90 degrees, a little less, and he's got the double jointed knees that are very stiff. Holy moly! So got that, and then the no thigh swivel or no shin swivel. We get the ankle swivel, and I got to say that they match the red. It's pretty close. The red of the boot and the red of the ankle joint is pretty good. Pretty good back and forth, up and down, and then he has the toe hinge, and I will probably stick some red paint in there to kind of cover up, at least try to paint the pin over so it isn't as prominent, but pretty good, I have sometimes found the toe hinges to be a little loose. These are okay. So that is the Kingdom Come Superman. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Were you able to pick this guy up? I got this guy from GameStop, I think. And yeah, I think it was GameStop. But on a whole, it's a really solid figure. I'm going to give him a warp factor of 8. Okay, so here he is next to Silver Age Superman. And here he is next to 1940 Superman. All very good figures. They should be. They all have the same body. Unique face sculpts on each. And I think they did a really good job on all of them. So on a whole,
I think this is a pretty good lineup. I wanted some Superman into my collection, and here we are. So let me just say this. So let me get the Silver Age out of the way, because I mentioned it, been meaning to compare the coloring, the blue and the red, and I think this blue on the Kingdom Come Superman is just a little bit darker. Let me know what you think. On camera, it definitely looks, in hand, it's, yeah, you can probably see it a little better on camera, but the 1940 looks a little lighter blue and darker blue in Kingdom Come. So anyway, so there's a little variety from these guys. So let me know what you think in the comments section. Warp factor of 8 for Mr. Kingdom Come, Clark Kent, and I'll talk at you guys next time.